Hello and welcome to Canton High School for the second round, or third round I should say, of the MIAA state tournament where Ashland High School girls varsity volleyball will be taking on Westborough. And the winner of this one is going to the finals. And it's been quite a tournament thus far in the MIAA Central Division II. The standings have been kind of shaken up at the beginning of the tournament with a crazy upset. Holliston, the 12th seed, upset Neshoba, the 5th seed, before they ran into this very team that your Ashland Clockers will be playing tonight. Westborough, the 4th seed, coming into the tournament. Excuse me, they are a 13-5, while Ashland is the 1st seed with a 17-2 record, the best in the tournament thus far. So we have everything going according to seeding thus far in the tournament. And after this game, Canton, the 2 seed, will be playing North Middlesex, the 3 seed, and the winner of that will be facing the winner of this game on Saturday, November 9th in Wellesley. Now Ashland, of course, is coming off quite a win over Medway, as the first serve here from Laura Dangle is going to, the dig did not come through for Westborough, and Dangle records the first point for Ashland. Here's the serve, fielded well by the defensive specialist for Westborough, up for the spike. Yeha Sadab, who's been, Sneha Yadav, excuse me, has been stellar all season long as the defensive specialist for Ashland. And what a block, but fielded well by Westborough. Still on it, and another block. Lara Marcy and Kendall Z in the front court. They have just been so stellar all season as well. There's a number of contributing factors to this Ashland squad and the success they've seen. Another serve from Dangle here. Up for the kill from Westborough. And a bit too much power on the dig. And that got lost in the front court somewhere. And that's a side out for Westborough as they're gonna take over the serve here. Serving for Westborough is Rachel Lehman, the senior. And Ashland couldn't field that. 2-2 the score. And of course, they play best 3 out of 5 sets. The sets are to 25. That's out of bounds. Ashland's gonna regain the serve. Bit too much power on that from Rachel Lehman. But some of the keys to the game for Ashland here are definitely going to be those blocks from Laura Marcy and Claire Marcy. In the front court, and as we see right there, one of the Marcys already going to work. Here's the spike. And the kill from number 6 from Westborough, Ella Hilfiger, does not result in anything, but Ashland messes up the spike of their own. And we are tied at 3 here at Canton High School. That's out of bounds from Ella Hilfiger, who is one of the taller members of this Westborough squad. They probably want to play her in the front court if the rotation will allow for it. And that was a vicious kill from Westborough's front court. So much so that Sneha Yadav thought there was too much power on it and let it go, but it did hit the line and stayed in bounds. 4-4 the score here. Certainly going to be a tight contest. A good serve. Bump from Sneha. And too much power on the over. It's going to put Westborough at their first lead of the night. The serve from Madison Braum is going to be a bit too far. And as we saw in the Medway game, certainly a back and forth contest. A vicious serve. And the putback in the front court from, I believe that was number 15 from Ashland, Sarah Friedman. A vicious kill from number 7, Abigail Papetti from Westborough. And they are just trading points here. The defensive specialist, Rachel Lehman, is going to take a seat for Westborough. No substitutions for Ashland thus far. But as I was saying, that Medway contest that took place at the beginning of the week, Ashland won 3 sets to 1. What a dig from Sneha Yadav. Still in play for Ashland here. Sent over by Lauren Politica, but unfortunately it was over and out of bounds. That's another key to the game for Ashland. They're going to be looking for some big defensive plays from Sneha Yadav. There is a reason she is the defensive specialist. Well played from Ashland, just barely over. And I'm not sure if that was a bad hit from Abigail Papetti or a block from the Ashland front court. But either way, Ashland is going to tie the game up at 7. Elizabeth LeBay going to serve for Ashland. Over for Westborough. And the set from Sneha to Z. And the floater from Westborough almost takes Ashland by surprise. Z again with the spike. Westborough, a bit of a miscommunication there. It had to go over. But the backcourt didn't really know who was going to take it. And Ashland regains the lead yet again. Elizabeth LeBay for her second serve of the outing. The set, and Lee with the spike off the net. Not exactly what she wanted. And the attempted block from Sarah Friedman ended up with a tip off of her fingers. And the game is tied at 8. I believe that's going to be a line violation for Ashland. Z was just trying too hard to put the ball in a more favorable position and cross the center line. A fantastic dig from Ashland. And Friedman tried to get the putback. The spike from Westborough. And the spike from Z, she finds the open back corner. And this has been a battle in this first set thus far. And Z is going to be another key to the game for Ashland. We saw so much chemistry between senior captain Julia Dangle and Kendall Z in the Medfield contest. They were just so consistent setting up spikes for each other. And Z, one of the taller members of this Ashland squad, is able to get the kill more often than not. Serving for Medfield now is Abigail Papetti. A gorgeous serve. Unable to be fielded by Elizabeth LeBay. And Westborough going to take an 11-9 lead here. Sneha can't get the bump the way she wanted, and it goes out the back. 12-9 the lead for Westborough now. The serve from Papetti. And that looked a little strong, but even so, Cecilia LeBay decided to get involved and try to take the bump. And it was not fielded correctly. Ashland is going to take a 1-minute timeout. See if they can assess exactly what's going wrong out there. If you're a Clocker fan, if you're a Westborough fan, things are good right now. But in terms of Ashland's scoring, we're really going to see some firepower come from the serves of Julia Dangle, Madeline Klepper, and Lauren Politica. They are Ashland's ace servers. And Dangle started off the game with 2 or 3 dimes. Ashland coming out of their timeout now. And Westborough with a 4-point lead. Ashland coach Jay Warren probably had a few words of advice, maybe some strategy. But more often than not, maybe just a little bit of nerves kicking in. They're not in their home gym, but Kendall Z does not seem to be affected by any nerves thus far in the contest. Marcy with the spike. That was Claire Marcy, and that's the potency of Ashland, and the success they've seen is mainly because of their tall and athletic front court of Kendall Z and either of the Marcy sisters, as the bump just wasn't there off of the Julia Dangle serve. And she's going to go for 2. The defensive specialist for Westborough put a little bit too much power on the bump, and it goes out Ashland's side. Good on Haley Z to not, Kendall Z to not play that. Into the net for Westborough. Ashland has suddenly tied this up. They haven't really needed to use many defensive get your head in the game timeouts, but it seems that Jay Warren has the out of timeout plays down. Marcy tried for the block there, but just out of position and couldn't get the putback. Off of her fingers to her left into the Ashland front court. And now the defensive specialist for Westborough, Rachel Lehman, is here with the serve. Fielded by Sneha Yadav. Spike from Z. Over from Lehman again. The set Z. And the block from Westborough. That's the first time we've really seen their front court put in a lot of work here. And a good putback from Ella Hilfinger. Lehman with serve number 2. Z over to Maddie Klepper. Dangle doing her best to chase the errant ball down, but Westborough comes away with the point, 13-16. 3 the lead for Westborough. And Rachel Lehman with the serve yet again. That's short. And Ashland is going to regain possession of the serve. Kendall Z. Looking to see if she can put Ashland back into the game. And that was a close call. And the line judge rules that it was out of bounds. Westborough takes the point there. Reminder that the line is in volleyball. Dangle to Z. And unfortunately, Z tried to snag the corner of the line yet again, but it didn't work out that way. The lead is 4 for Westborough in this first set here at Canton High School. Sneha Yadav again misjudged the power on the ball, thought it was going out of bounds. And another timeout taken by Ashland. I believe they do only get 2 of those in a set. But it's getting to be dire straits. Ashland is down 5, 19-14, with Westborough up here in this first set. A little bit of an uncharacteristic couple of mistakes from Sneha Yadav, the defensive specialist for Ashland, who's usually pretty ace at being able to let a ball go if there's too much power on it, but she's 0 for 2 on the night in terms of guessing on an out-of-bounds call. It might be that she's playing a little far up when the serve comes her way, so it kind of messes with her depth perception a little bit. The serve from Westborough is short. And Sneha is going to serve for Ashland, who has been quite a good server in her own right. The kill from number 12, Madison Brahm, for Westborough is short. Sneha going to see if she can keep the rally going. But that ball curves just left, out of bounds. And Lauren Politica. Oh, I believe that was a rotation, not a sub. Excuse me. Brahm with the serve, and the floater from Ashland from Friedman. And the attempted dig from Z did not yield anything. I think the set from Friedman was meant to be more of a spike than a floater, but they played it as is. Politica lets that one go. (17-21) the score here. Westborough in the lead. The good block from Sarah Friedman, as well as Lily Schiller, who's entered the game, who's also a little bit of a weapon in the front court. Oh, excuse me, that was Lauren Politica, not Lily Schiller. And Politica herself with the spike now. Well played from Brahm on the Westborough side. And too much power on the kill from Friedman. Looks like we're going to have Cecilia LeBay in the game now on a substitution for Ashland. 22-18. The lead is 4 for Westborough. Sneha with the dig. The kill from Friedman was not very powerful, but extremely well placed into the center of the court where Westborough was not playing anyone. Elizabeth LeBay with the serve. The floater from Westborough. And Z with the kill. Amazingly done. That's the connection, the Dangle Z connection. It was huge in the Medway game, and it's going to have to be huge if Ashland wants to pull back this set win. The set from McKenna Thrush is well placed by Westborough. McKenna Thrush, one of the unsung heroes of this set for Westborough, has just been so consistent with her sets. Dangle to Z. Fielded well by Westborough. That just hit the corner. Amazing placement by Ella Hilfinger, who seems to be one of the designated spikers for Westborough. That's a tough break for Ashland. Set point for Westborough here. Dangle to Z. The amazing block. Christine Lee and Ella Hilfinger secure the set for Westborough. We didn't really see much in the way of blocking come through that whole set, but it seemed to be a weapon. Seemed to be a weapon that was reserved for the time they needed it most, and up 24-20, they decided now is the time. So we have about a 2.5-minute break in between sets. And we're back for set 2 here at Canton High School. Ashland down 1-0 after a hard-fought, but nonetheless a little bit convincing set from Westborough. They lost 25-20. The putback from the Westborough front line, but Z does not care. She is the striker that Ashland needs to stay in this game. Julia Dangle with the serve here. The block from Marcy. Great recovery by Westborough, and it's over. Sneha fields the dig, and Z with the spike. Again, beautifully placed. But what a recovery from Westborough. Westborough has shown to be quite the team full of grit. And the lead is 3-0 Ashland early in this second set. Dangle with the rally now, looking to make it 4. The set from Westborough is long. And again, Melissa Kang on that set for Westborough. But a rare miss from Julia Dangle. Just a little bit long. The defensive specialist for Westborough with the serve. And a good block from the Westborough front court. I believe that was number 15, Alexa Vasilakis, who's seeing her first minutes here. Oh, no double hit call on Claire Marcy. That was a lucky break for Ashland, but it doesn't matter. The serves and the spikes, excuse me, from Westborough have been fearsome. Rachel Lehman working on her 4th in the rally. Lauren Politico with the dig. And Z. And that's going to be a line violation. Oh, excuse me. The refs having a discussion there, but it looks like they're going to give that one to Westborough. I thought that was a line violation on this side of Westborough, but too strong from Lehman. But both teams rallying a little bit. 5-4 the score here. So we have Kendall Z with the serve. Dangle with the set. Well fielded by Westborough. Sneha trying to track the ball down. It needs to go over. Politica with the good bump over. And the floater completely takes Ashland by surprise. I believe that was Haley Thrush on the floater. Sneha with an excellent dig. Marcy with the spike, it's too powerful. And Westborough going to take their first lead in the set, 6-5. Ella Hilfinger, part of the deadly block that secured the first set for Westborough, serving now. Short from Kendall Z, a rare miss. The cross-court spike from Maddie Klepper doesn't result in anything, and Sneha trying to track the ball down. But Lauren Politico with a gorgeous bump over. I don't know how that managed to go Ashland's way, but 6-7 the score now. And now Sneha with the serve. Politica with an amazing dig. Dangle with the set to Politica. Politica's short on the kill. There's a bunch of work put in from Christy Skamura as well on the Westborough side in the front court. Dangle to, I was going to say Politica, but a gorgeous block from Westborough. Sneha puts it over. Well fielded by Dangle off of the spike. Ooh, the floater almost caught Westborough slipping. And the amazing block from Sarah Friedman. Who puts in work in the front court. But not to dismiss the efforts of Abigail Papetti, who had some amazing spikes in that last point. And here she goes again. And they're going to say that hit the line. Just barely clips the line, and 7-9 is the score with Westborough leading. Abigail Papetti putting in work for Westborough here in the front court, but Politica trying to answer. That's out of bounds. Ashland is having a lot of issues with out-of-bounds calls. Not really able to gauge their power tonight. Sarah Cox serving for Westborough now. Dangle the set, and Marcy with the kill. And the block goes Ashland's way, because the block was forced out of bounds. And Alexa Vasilakis is going to sit down, who's been instrumental in the front court thus far for Westborough in this set. The serve, gorgeous serve, just barely goes over, and I believe that was Cici LaBelle. Had just the right amount of topspin on it to drop just as soon as it crossed the net. The spike from Abigail Papetti, and Ashland just couldn't recover after that. (11-9) the score here. Westborough with a 2-point lead. Cici LaBelle with the dig. And Laura Dangle with the set, and Sarah Friedman with the kill. Friedman, who made a mistake or two in the first set, is clearly looking to turn things around as she has been on fire in this second set. Set from Westborough, amazing block in the front court. Marcy and Z tag team to return to sender. The spike from Christine Lee. And Christine Lee gets a little bit too anxious running up on the ball. And Ashland takes their first lead. Westborough takes a timeout here. It's been a back and forth set thus far. It's been a back and forth game on the whole, but where the first set looked a little bit convincing as we wound down into the later points, this one has been back and forth the whole time. And there's been a lot of long volleys as well, something that we didn't really get to see a lot from Ashland in the regular season just because they were so proficient with their kills. But this Westborough team is fearsome, and they can dig with the best of them. So we had a lot of long volleys, had a lot of interesting plays, but a lot of clean plays, not a lot of line violations, not a lot of double hits or quadruple hits. It's been a clean game. Sarah Friedman with the serve for Ashland. The set and the floater from Westborough. Dig by Dangle, and then Z, not really set up for the spike, but manages to get it over anyway. And I think maybe the front court of Westborough was a little bit intimidated by a block from Claire Marcy, and just lets that one fall. 13-11, the lead is 2 for Ashland now. Sarah Freeman again with the serve, fielded by Lehman, the defensive specialist for Westborough. And over. The set from Dangle, and Marcy managed to get through the block in the front court. Papetti, who's been so stellar for Westborough thus far, but Z answers right back. And the block from Marcy. What a point for Ashland. Despite the best efforts from Papetti and Taylor Chelak for Westborough, Ashland manages to come away with that point, but then right after that manages to send one to the back of the gym. 14-12 the score in the second set. Westborough again up one set to Ashland's nothing. A great serve from Westborough. Z, cross-court spike. Sneha fields it. Dangle to Z. That's the connection, and it manages to hit the line on the back right corner. And now Dangle with the serve. She's one of Ashland's aces when it comes to serving. And that's a line violation on Westborough, excuse me. I was thinking about Westwood because that was one of the teams that Ashland had to beat earlier in the tournament. And these serves from Julia Dangle are getting to Westborough right now as they take another timeout. 17-12 is the score here with Ashland up 5. One of the biggest leads that Ashland has seen thus far in the game. I said it before, it was one of the keys to the game. They're really looking for some great serving from the likes of Dangle, as well as Klepper and Lauren Politica. And Dangle opened the first 4 points of the set on a rally, and I believe she's at 3 or 4 right now. The Westborough fans are in-house tonight, certainly outnumbering the Ashland fans by a wide margin. But that said, we are at Canton High School. Canton is going to be playing North Middlesex after this game. Great putback from Marcy. Out of timeout. And they're going to say there was 4 hits on that possession by Westborough. And Dangle continues her rally. Lehman with the send over. Dangle with the set to Marcy. And there was no chance for Westborough on that spike. It was beautifully set by Dangle. Claire Marcy, one of the tallest people in the rotation on both sides of the court. And Dangle working on quite the rally right now. The block from Marcy is going to result in an Ashland point. Taylor Chalak is putting in work in the back court for Westborough, but it hasn't really yielded much as the lead is 8 for Ashland. And the kill from Marcy. She's just been stellar in the second half of this set. Not really much that Westborough is able to do against her height, especially with the gorgeous sets from Julia Dangle. And here's Chalak again with the floater. And a lucky break for Ashland as Maddie Klepper, excuse me, tries for a cross-court spike, and it manages just to deflect off the hands of some of the Westborough front court. And Rachel Lehman just couldn't get the bump on that one. Ashland leading by 11 now. The biggest lead in the game thus far. 23-12 the score, and Dangle has been on fire. The spike from Westborough, easy block from Marcy. Westborough gonna try again, good floater. Dangle to Z. Not a chance for Westborough, despite the best efforts of Rachel Lehman. The defensive specialist tried for an amazing dig, but Ashland's front court has just been stellar this set. Lehman with a gorgeous over. Z tried for the floater, didn't fool Westborough. And Chalak with a great put into the backcourt. Cece LaBelle was not ready for it. And now Westborough's going to get their serve for the first time in a while. They're down 11. Rachel Lehman with the serve. Great serve. And Maddie Klepper for Ashland secures the second set. It is 1-1. We're tied up here, but that one was pretty decisive for Ashland. I believe the final score was 25-13. Ashland's front court was revitalized off of an amazing rally from Julia Dangle. But that's to say nothing of some of the efforts put in by Westborough's front court. Ella Hilfinger, Christy Skamura, Alexa Vasilakis, and especially towards the end of the game, Taylor Chilak put in work for Westborough as they're looking to bounce back after quite the second set here at Canton High School. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with the third set of action. Again, it's best 3 out of 5 here on WACA-TV. We're back for the third set of action here at Canton High School. Ashland managed to decisively take the second set after Westborough took a hard-fought first set. So we're knotted up, 1-1. And Ashland, I know, I wouldn't say they're the deepest team around here in Central Division II, which makes me a little bit worried considering how much they left everybody out there at the end of the second set. But Westborough has shown that they have quite a bit of depth on their bench, especially when it comes to their front court. And that was too hard on the spike from number 12, Taylor Chilak, who was pretty instrumental in the last set. Ashland going to take a 1-0 lead off of the serve of Julia Dangle. Sneha Yadav, the defensive specialist. An amazing put for the set, and then Clara Marcy can execute so well on those spikes. Dangle again. Set from Westborough, Chilak. They're ready for the cross court though, Ashland is. And that's gonna go Westborough's way with 4 hits in the possession. Z tried her best to spike it, but I believe she mistimed the jump or something of the sort. Rachel Lehman, defensive specialist, gonna take the serve here. And it's over for Maddie Klepper. Wow, what a recovery by Ashland, and the point is gonna go their way. What a dig in the middle of the court off of a well-placed, Westborough floater. But there was a dig from, I believe it was Maddie Klepper, and then the dig was fielded by Sneha Yadav, and then Ashland just converted as they do. That's short from Chilak. And Ashland has jumped up to a quick 4-1 lead off of the serving of Julia Dangle and Kendall Z. But Westborough fires right back. It looks like number 6 for Westborough, Ella Hilfinger, is going to take the serve here. That was in all the way. I'm not sure if there was a miscommunication or they thought that was going out, but 4-3 the score, Ashland by 1 here in the third set. Ella Hilfinger again with the serve. Bumped by Sneha. And the putback return to sender from Alexa Vasilakis. Marcy just chose not to spike it. She chose to go for a floater, and Vasilakis read that all the way. But I'm not sure. It looks like they gave that point to Ashland. I'm not sure what the call was there. And that was just hit out of bounds from Westborough. And I don't know what kind of swing that this is producing here for Ashland, but if you're an Ashland fan, I suppose you're here for it. Maddie Klepper tried to go for the spike, and easy block for number 12 on the Westborough side, Taylor Chilak. Westborough's front court might not have the height of Ashland's front court, but they certainly have the athletic ability. Marcy tried to float that one over, but she was too far out of position and couldn't get a hand on it. 6-5 the score now. Ashland by 1. And that's short from Chilak. And now Maddie Klepper, who is also number 12, is going to take the serve for Ashland. Well fielded by Ashland. Sneha sends it over. The set for number 7 on Westwood. Great dig from Z. Oh, but they can't get it over. Klepper couldn't get under it enough. Abigail Papetti, who's back in the game, was pretty instrumental in that point for Westborough. Sarah Cox serving for Westborough. Opting not to take a run up. Dangle to Sneha. And here's Papetti again. That's out of bounds. Rachel Lehman, the defensive specialist for Westborough, back in the game. But it looks like Cece LaBelle is going to take the serve for Ashland. Too much power on it. It's going to go Westborough's way. Cece LaBelle, also a freshman, by the way, getting some major minutes from Coach Jay Warren. And that was an odd serve, a floater that went right to the center of the court. Nobody from Ashland reacted in time. Quite the serve from Haley Thrush. If she tries it again, I'm sure Ashland will be ready for it. They're not. They were super not, I lied. Sneha Yadav tried to get down for the dig on it. But the late reaction, she couldn't get there in time. Haley Thrush tries it again, and Ashland is not ready for this floater to the middle of the court. Sneha sends it over. Lehman fields it for Westborough, and the spike. And that's out of bounds for Ashland. 8-10. The lead is 2 for Westborough now, who has slowly creeped back into this game. Dangle to Z. And Papetti, too much sauce on that one. This is truly an evenly matched bout between these two teams. Ashland, of course, the 1 seed in the Central Division II tournament. Westborough, the 4th seed, but you wouldn't know it if you're just tuning in now. And a miscommunication on Ashland's side is going to boost the lead to 2 for Westborough. Madison Braum, the serve for Westborough. Well placed. And that's the second time this set Marcy has been stuffed in the front court. That one came from Grace Burns from the Rangers. And Ashland's going to take a timeout. 9-12 the score here with Westborough in the lead. But the sets are tied 1-1. Ashland ideally would probably make some adjustments to their front court. Maybe improve their positioning a little bit so they're not throwing it at the likes of Burns from Westborough or Vasilakis, who has been in and out these past two sets. There's definitely some grit to this Westborough team after getting, by all accounts, smacked in their second set, excuse me. They are not backing down. And they have the lead by 3 in this third set. A gorgeous serve from number 8 from Westborough. And I don't know if that was a mistimed jump from Ella Hilfinger, who's been very consistent in the front court for Westborough, but she tried to float it over Marcy, and it just did not pan out that way. Dangle with the serve. The rotation brought her back to the serving position. The set to Z. Hilfinger took some of the sauce off of that spike for the Westborough side. But Z again, but there's too much on that, and it's going to go out the side. Tried for a cross-court spike, Z did, but there's too much. Rachel Lehman with the serve for Westborough. Sneha with the dig. Maddie Klepper short on the spike. And now for the lead for Westborough. 10-14 the score here. I don't know, if I were a betting man, I would say this match is probably going to go the distance. And I don't know how Ashland managed to get 2 volleys out of that one. That was a sneaky floater from Lehman. She hasn't shown that before. But Ashland is pretty weak in the center court when they're not expecting it. CeCe LaBelle with the dig there. But it does not go Ashland's way. And Lehman on kind of a rally herself now. 10-16 the score with Westborough in the lead. LaBelle with the dig yet again. The set for Klepper. Off the fingers of Hilfinger. Dangle to Marcy did not work out, got stuffed by Vasilakis in the front court. There was little hope of getting that one by Alexa Vasilakis, the senior. A gorgeous put by Kendall Z. Exactly in the corner she wanted. Her accuracy in this set in particular has been so-so, but in the past 2 sets, her accuracy has been pretty much unmatched when it comes to the spike. And she's going to take the serve here, a gorgeous serve to the center court, but it was not a floater to center court. That was a bullet, and Westborough was not ready. Ashland down 5, 12-17 the score. Looking to see if they can bring this one back. A gorgeous dig by Westborough. Klepper with the spike, but number 8 for Westborough in the backcourt is doing everything right now. And that's too hard from Marcy. Not Claire Marcy in the game now, I should say. It is Lauren Marcy who subbed in. A little bit of a miscommunication between Sneha and her teammate on that last volley. But as I said, number 8, Madison Brom in the backcourt was instrumental in these last couple points for Westborough. 13-18 is the score. Westborough up 5. Sneha with the serve for Ashland. And Brom with the dig. Dangle to Klepper. Good recovery from Klepper. And the floater almost takes. And they're going to say that was 4 hits for Westborough. Great recovery from Maddie Klepper. She got stuffed by the front court, but managed to recover nicely and send a floater over. Good volley here for Ashland. There was too much power on that spike for Hilfinger to deal with for Westborough. And it's 15-18 now. I believe that was Westborough taking the timeout. The lead, which was 1-6, has been cut to 3. But Westborough still very much in control of this set. Ashland looking for a little life here. And we're back here at Canton High School. Sneha Yadav with the serve. And a gorgeous put from Westborough. Ashland just doesn't seem to have the speed to get to center court a lot of the time. Not to say it's an easy thing to do, because it's certainly not, but it doesn't seem like Westborough has really had that same problem. The serve from Taylor Chilak. Again, right to the center court. Lauren Politica with the dig, who's back in the game. And she's got to get it over. Doesn't happen. And that goes Westborough's way. 15-21 the score, Westborough by 6. They are certainly jazzed up out of timeout. Lauren Politica with a dig off of a great serve from Chilak, and a great dig from Chilak, doing it on both ends. Rachel Lehman can't manage to get it over though, and Ashland's gonna get their first point in a while. 16-21 the score. Westborough by 5. And Maddie Klepper with the serve. Lehman just barely manages to get it over. Lauren Politica with the kill. Can't find it though. And now Westborough back on offense. Klepper sends it right back. She says, if you're gonna be lucky and hit the net and manage to get it just over, I'll do the same thing. A little bit of luck on both sides of the court there, but Ashland is gonna get the, I guess, luckier. The set. But it was a floater, not a spike, and here's Klepper. Or excuse me, that's Friedman, not Klepper, who's back in the game. Dangle to Politica, short. And there's a point for the Westborough Rangers, who are getting ever closer to sealing this third set and taking a 1-2 lead in the match. Sarah Cox with the serve for Westborough. Oh, Dangle faked him out, but they send it right back. Julia Dangle tried to float it over, and it almost worked. But Westborough decided to float it right back to him. A timeout taken here. 23-17, Westborough in the lead by a fair bit. That was a high IQ play from Julia Dangle, but an even higher IQ play from the Westborough front court to float it right back where it came from, because there was nobody ready to defend there. But it's a good fake out on Dangle's side, because she's been the go-to set for people like Claire Marcy or Kendall Z all game. So for her to instead, with the second pass, take a floater is quite the misdirection. Sarah Cox with the serve for Westborough. Sneha with the dig. And Friedman with the spike into the backcourt. There was a lot of power on that Westborough wasn't ready for. And Lauren Politica with the serve for Ashland, who she has been historically very good in the serving position, most notably in that game against Medway last week. And they get lucky on that one. They're going to need a little bit of luck and a whole lot of skill to come back and clinch this one. Score is 19-23. The lead has been cut to 4. Here's Politica again, fielded by Rachel Lehman, the defensive specialist, and a vicious serve from Westborough. Fielded by Dangle, Dangle to Z, into the backcourt. Amazingly placed from Z. That's to say nothing of Abigail Papetti's vicious serving power on offense, though. She seems to be heating up the longer this game goes. And here's Politica trying for a rally here, and Ashland's gonna need it if they want to stay in this set. And that was a close call, but the line judge says that it goes Ashland's way. A little bit too much power on the send over from Westwood, and there's another timeout. 21-23, the lead has been cut to 2. It was 6 just a couple possessions ago. Some amazing serves from Lauren Politica, who again is one of the keys to the game for Ashland. Her serving along with Julia Dangle's serving, and Maddie Klepper, Sneha Yadav. They're Ashland's ace in the hole in terms of serving firepower. Now there is a win by 2 rule. It is first to 25, but it is win by 2. So if it comes to this, could have a long set on our hands. We already had quite a long set. Lauren Politica trying to continue the rally for Ashland here. It's up. Fielded by Lehman. A floater from Westborough to Z. And the refs are going to call 4 hits on Westborough. And it's 22-23, just like that. Despite the best efforts and athleticism from Abigail Papetti, Westborough has choked a lead a little bit, but a little bit of luck goes their way now, as Lauren Politica's short on that serve. 24-22, this set, I should say, is tight. But this game is also tight. Now Westborough's hopes in Haley Thrush, number 10. But Z says no way, 23-24. A 1-point game now, it's win by 2. And Sarah Friedman for Ashland with the serve. Lehman with the set. And Papetti with the spike. Ashland just could not field it. Could not field that vicious spike from Papetti, who's so consistent all set. And Westborough is going to take a 2-1 lead, excuse me, in this game, as we're going to take a break here on WACA-TV. Stay tuned for the 4th set of action. We're back for the 4th set here at Canton High School. The Clockers are down 2-1, a situation they haven't been in very much this season against a fearsome Westborough Rangers squad. Rachel Lehman with the serve, the defensive specialist, and off the rip, she hits a beauty. Second serve for Lehman. Dangle tries to float it over again. And that spike was too vicious for Lauren Politica to handle. 2-0 the lead early. For Westborough here. Ashland down 2-1. It is a best of 5. There's too much power on Lehman's serve there. So Ashland's going to get the side out. And Dangle going to serve off the rip for Ashland, hoping to see if she can spark a rally like she's done so many times in this match thus far. And an ace. One of the first ones we've seen thus far. I think we've seen a couple, but not very many. Tied up at 2 here. The serve from Dangle. And that hit the line. They're going to call that in, says the line judge. A beautiful put from number 15, Alexa Vasilakis, who's been pretty significant in the front court most of the game for Westborough. Sneha with a nice recovery on the dig. And Z with the spike. Great recovery by Westborough, though. There's a floater right to Marcy. She says no. And Marcy couldn't get the block off. Now it bears repeating that this would be quite the upset if Westborough manages to pull this off. Ashland has been so consistent all season long, as that serve from Ella Hilfiger is going to be just short. Ashland coming into this tournament as the first seed with 17-2 as their regular season record. Z with the serve. That was a beauty. Right to Hilfiger. But Westborough coming into this with a 13-5 record. They're the 4th seed. So this would be an upset if Westborough does pull this off. But there's still a lot of volleyball left to be played. The spike from Politica, but handled well by Westborough. And the over from Klepper. Quite the volley we have going right now. Papetti could not find the other side of the net. She's short. And 5-4, Ashland's first lead in quite a while. Z with the serve again. She's on a little rally of her own right now. 6-4 Ashland. Z coming up for the serve. I thought that was going to be short, but just barely cleared the net. What a serve, what a bullet. There wasn't really a chance for Lehman to grab that one. 7-4, the lead is 3 now for Ashland. And that's gonna be illegal positioning for Westborough. Another point for Ashland. And they're talking about it. Kendall Z on a rally here. Lehman could not dig that one. And there's a timeout from Westborough. 9-4, 5-point lead for Ashland here in what has been quite a back and forth match thus far. Westborough has had their moments. But this set, it's been the Kendall Z show and the Julia Dangle show. Again, Westborough leading 2-1 here in this best-of-5 contest here at Canton High School. Z again looking to see if she can continue her rally. Head coach of Ashland, Jay Warren, a little bit fired up. That was great awareness from Rachel Lehman, the defensive specialist for Westborough, to let that one sail out of bounds. And that timeout was for Westborough, just what the doctor ordered, throwing off the rhythm and momentum of this Ashland squad. Madison Braun with the serve here. But they're gonna say that one was out as well. Great awareness from both sides here to let these balls go out. 10-5 the score. Sneha Yadav for Ashland with the serve. The set to Papetti. And there wasn't a lot of juice on that spike, but it was well placed enough to get to that empty center of the court, place where Ashland in these past 2 sets has been struggling. They just don't seem to have the speed or the rotations to get over there in time, either on a serve or on a spike. Serve from Sarah Cox, set by Dangle to Politica, and too much power on it. That's gonna go Westborough's way. Ten to 7 the score now. Oh, a little bit of a miscommunication between Sneha and Kendall Z. It's over for Westborough. The set for Ashland. And Westborough keeping it alive. Some great fortitude here. And there was just too much on that set from Kendall Z. Mainly due to the power from Abigail Papetti's spike. She's been so good coming from the outside to hit those spikes. But here's Lauren Politica. Oh, excuse me, no, that's Maddie Klepper on the other side. But here's Papetti, not a chance. If Westborough keeps setting it to Papetti, there's little this Ashland squad can do, as has been the case all game. And the front court of Claire Marcy and Sarah Friedman, who is in right now, but the presence of them has certainly been diminished somewhat, relying more on their spiking team of Lauren Politica and Kendall Z for the substitutions. Ashland did come away with that point. 11-9 the score and the lead for Ashland. Maddie Klepper with the serve. It's over from Westborough. The floater from Julia Dangle. She's been playing with that these past 2 sets. And the floater from Politica faked me out. And the fellow number 10 from Westborough, Haley Thrush, pulls the move that Julia Dangle has been trying to get all game to land successfully, the fake out. The fake out floater. Sneha with the dig. And the spike from Sarah Friedman, who's been having kind of a quiet but nonetheless impressive game thus far. Lauren Politica with the serve. She went on quite the run to almost bring it back for Ashland in the last set. Oh, there was sauce on that spike from Papetti, and Z just can't respond. 12-11, the score here. It's a tight one here at Canton High School. Westborough again leading in set count 2-1. And there has been some miscommunication on the Ashland side of things, mainly in the backcourt. And Friedman says no way with the block. But there was a little bit of a miscommunication between one of the LaBelle sisters and Sneha Yadav. Friedman with the serve. And Westborough converts that. Nice spike into the backcourt from, I believe that was Ella Hilfinger. Rachel Lehman for Westborough with the serve. Z with the spike. Nice dig from number 7 on the Westborough side. And wow, that was strange. The ball twirled on top of the net for a good second before falling on the Ashland side of things. That's a lucky break for Westborough. And it's tied up at 13 just like that. Rachel Lehman again, that's too far. And just like that, Julia Dangle for Ashland is gonna go back on serve. This might be what Ashland needs to build a lead going into the latter half of this set. And a lucky break. Man, there is luck happening on both sides of the courts. I would say being distributed pretty equally, amazingly equally, actually. It always seems like if there's a lucky break for one team, a couple points later, it's a lucky break for the other one. Too much, oh no, I was gonna say too much power on that send from Taylor Chelak, but it was actually beautifully placed into the back corner. Taylor Chelak was a vital part of some of the earlier sets and looking to make a statement right now. But that serve from Westborough was too far, too much power on it. And Kendall Z is going to be back serving again. She has been stellar from the serving position tonight. I shouldn't have said anything, I guess. She puts a little bit too much power on that one, and it's out the back. Some subs for Westborough here. Madison Braum coming in the game to take a serve. Good dig by Sneha. The set from Dangle, and Marcy back in the game, taking names. Her height was too much for Westborough's front court to deal with on that particular point. And Sneha with the serve. Ashland again, they've been having power problems all game. But now it's really biting them as they need to build a lead heading into the latter half of this set, but their serves have not found their mark. And Sarah Cox gonna serve for Westborough now. Lauren Politica with the dig. Dangle with the set, and right back to Politica, but she's short on the spike, and it's tied up at 17. Do or die time for Ashland now, as we're tied up. Sarah Cox with the serve. And mistimed jump by Sarah Friedman. It's gonna give Westborough their first lead in a while. Yeah, mistimed jump from Sarah Friedman, couldn't get the spike off, despite a good put from Julia Dangle. Sarah Cox putting her team on quite the rally right now. Friedman's gonna try again, and she'll find it. And Maddie Klepper is gonna take the serve for Ashland. Hilfinger handles the dig. And Politica with the serve, but a great block. Ashland recovers nicely though. Sneha with the dig. Politica tries to hit it over, but they're gonna say that was a block again? No. 4 hits for Ashland. (18-19). Westborough up 1. And Marcy with the spike, but there's too much power on it. She can't find the back of the court. Oh, they're gonna say that one of the Westborough players touched it on its way out. A lucky break for Ashland, as that was certainly going out of bounds, but one of the Westborough players. That's what that signal from the ref means. Is that one of the Westborough players just managed to graze them. So it's 19-19. That's a favorable swing for Ashland, as Cece LaBelle is going to take the serve now, the freshman. Haley Thrush pleading her case with the ref. She's had some fantastic serves thus far in the game. Cece LaBelle with the serve. Thrush with the set, and a nice spike from Westborough. Z with the spike from Dangle though, and a block from Westborough. It's 20-19. 5 points left for Westborough before they take this contest. Coach Jay Warren looking on from Ashland. He's probably thinking about a timeout soon. Abigail Papetti with the serve. A lot of power on that serve. And Z hits it over, but Rachel Lehman can't field it, the defensive specialist for Westborough. And now Sarah Friedman with the serve. She and Claire Marcy have been instrumental in the Ashland front court. Lehman with the dig this time. A great recovery from Kendall Z. And a great recovery from LaBelle. But Freeman can't handle it. And it's 21-20 now. As close a game as it gets here at Canton High School. Ashland's season on the line. Lehman with the serve. And that was, I don't know, that might be a bad call. I thought that was in. I got to agree with the Westborough fans on that one. That one touched the line. But Ashland, if you're an Ashland fan, that's the luckiest break you can ask for. It's tied at 21. And Laura Dangle up to serve now. Z with the floater. Westborough's ready. And Ashland with the putback. It's still in play, though. And they can't get there. It's 22-21. What a swing for Ashland. The lucky call that goes their way into one of their best servers on their roster in Julia Dangle. And a crazy volley. Claire Marcy tried to put that back, but it was somehow still in play, but Westborough just couldn't recover. And Claire Marcy, she's clutching it out for Ashland right now in the front court with another block. And the putback puts Ashland up 2. Westborough's going to take a timeout. And we're back from the timeout. It's clutch time here at Canton High School. If you're an Ashland fan, do or die. The serve from Dangle is going to result in a floater, but Ashland's ready for it this time. Z with the spike, fielded by Lehman. And that's short, 24-21 Ashland. And Abigail Papetti, who's been so good on the left and right wings, coming up for the spike, was a little bit too far in the backcourt for that spike. But she's going to take the dig here now. And a vicious spike from number 12, Taylor Chilak. Been so consistent all game for Westborough. There wasn't a chance on that one. 24-22. It's set point for Ashland here, looking to tie it up 2-2 in this best-of-5 match. But not if Westborough has anything to say about it. The dig from Klepper, that's over. Sneha trying to keep it outside of the net, but Z with a gorgeous spike, and she's going to secure the set for Ashland. Or no, maybe. So she secured the set with that gorgeous spike. Kendall Z, been the star of the game for Ashland. And we're going to take a quick break here on WACA-TV as we come back for the final set of action. It's gone to a set 5 here on WACA-TV. And we're at the 5th and final set now here at Canton High School. Ashland versus Westborough. One of the toughest contests that Ashland has had to deal with their entire season against the 4-seeded Westborough Rangers. And Julia Dangle set to kick things off in this final set. It's winner take all after this. The dig and then the spike from Papetti. And Klepper even getting involved in some spikes, but a nice put from Westborough, and they're gonna take the first point of this final set here. And Papetti herself gonna take the serve now. And that's gonna swing over to the right. And now Kendall Z is gonna serve for Ashland. These first three servers in the lineup are lethal for Ashland. You have Julia Dangle, then Kendall Z, then Sneha Yadav. The spike from Westborough gonna be well received by Ashland. And the bump over is gonna go. And the cross-court spike doesn't work out for Westborough. Maddie Klepper gets rejected, but Marcy is there with the save. But the other Marcy sister is not ready to put it back. 2-1 Westborough. Here is Rachel Lehman, the defensive specialist, is going to take the serve. A lot of that last point can be attributed to Taylor Chilak on the Westborough side of things. Sneha Yadav, the defensive specialist for Ashland, putting it over as well. And they're going to say that one of the Marcy sisters in the front court touched that one on the, going for a block, excuse me. Sneha trying to track this one down. It's got to go over. And it does. A beautiful set from one of the Marcy sisters. And the block as well. Doing it on both ends. And Chilak is going to be short on the spike. I believe that was Lauren Marcy who managed to bump that one over. And her sister Claire for the block. And a gorgeous put from Abby Papetti. I said in the last set that she may not be that lethal from the backcourt, and that's proving me wrong right there. Madison Braum with the serve here. A set from Dangle. And that's going to be kept in the air by Westborough. The floater doesn't go. Sneha with the set, and Maddie Klepper, it's over. Volley back and forth between the teams, but an amazing put from Chilak to the center of the court, and Sneha Yadav could not get there in time for the dig. 2-5 the score. Westborough up 3 in this final set of action. And another serve for Madison Braum. But that's out of bounds. If there's a time for Ashland to regain their sense of what's in and what's out, it's right now, because they have been struggling with that all game. Oh, and I thought someone in the front court touched that one. And so did a lot of the Westborough fans, excuse me, but the refs did not think so. 4-5, Ashland with a quick volley, and there's the sneak attack from the front court set. And Lauren Politica says, no way. With a cross-court spike that Westborough was not ready for, but all the credit in the world there to Haley Thrush, number 10. That's the second time she's tried to pull that floater move on the second hit. And she is so deceptive with that. The point, it's fooling me over here. Lauren Politica with the spike. But Westborough sends it back over. Julia Dangle. Friedman manages to keep it in bounds. The beautiful placement from Friedman is going to make Ashland take the lead 6-5 here. And Maddie Klepper puts a little bit too much power on that one. Goes out the back, and some substitutions for Ashland here as they're going to bring in Elizabeth LaBelle. It is tied 6-6 right now. Madison Brom with the serve. Oh, and Westborough gets lucky on that one. Touches the top of the net and bounces off. Despite the best efforts on the dig by Sneha Yadav, Ashland could not field that one. And this is quite the back and forth contest tonight. Madison Brom puts it out the back, and we're tied up yet again. The lead has changed so many times tonight. But it's the final set here. Lauren Politica on for the serve. And that's sent right back over by Ashland on the first bump. Haley Thrush with the set. And Dangle on Ashland's side with the set. That might have been going out, but Brom played it anyway. Sneha Yadav to Dangle. Z with the spike and the kill. And they're going to switch sides. I believe that they do only play to 15 on the final set. So this will be the halfway point. Ashland takes the half 8-7. And Politica is still on the serve. She's one of the keys to the game for Ashland in terms of her serving ability. And a vicious spike from Alexa, Vasilakis, who's been in and out all the whole game, but every time she's been in, she's made an impact. Tied at 8 here. This final set of action. First one to 15 in the final set. Sarah Cox with the serve for Westborough. And I don't know how Ashland managed to get such a good spike out of that. Dangle had to run across the court. I don't know if that was a miscommunication by Ashland or what, but they were clearly on the back foot for most of that point, and Westborough took advantage. 8-9, Westborough up by 1. Sarah Cox again with the serve. And Z with the spike, that's too far. If there's one time that they need Kendall Z to not falter, it's right now. She's been so consistent all game and all season as the go-to spiker for this Ashland squad. Eight to 10, the score, with Westborough leading Ashland in this final set of action. Timeout taken by Ashland. These Westborough fans far outnumber the Ashland fans, and they want to see their team take it home. It would certainly be one of the major upsets of the tournament thus far. Westborough being the 4th seed, Ashland being the 1st seed. But the gym here at Canton High School is getting loud for whichever side you're cheering for. Sarah Cox has been leading her team on a rally thus far. 3 points in her rotation. Z with the spike again, and that was so well placed. Right into the backcourt. Ashland with a second win here, 9-10. Sarah Friedman with the serve here for Ashland. And Rachel Lehman with the reception. A crazy spike that Abigail Papetti has been absolutely on point, non-stop this whole game. And it was her crazy spike that just forced that error from Ashland. And an ace from Haley Thrush. She's been so lethal in the past couple of sets with that floater that Ashland just can't seem to cover in the center court. And it's 9-12. Westborough up 3. Played a 15, right? Still win by 2? Yes. Oh, okay, gotcha. We're back from the timeout. Haley Thrush again for Westborough, looking to see if she can do some more damage with her floater. Ashland was kind of ready for that. They were on the back foot, but they managed to put it over. Now Thrush working again. Haley Thrush coming in clutch in this 5th set for Westborough. She's setting the ball beautifully. She's serving the ball beautifully. Ashland's got to be ready for it in the center court if they have a hope of bringing this thing back. 9-13 the score here. 9-14, it's match point for Ashland. They're gonna take a rally. Now would be the time. Their season is on the line against these Westborough Rangers. Haley Thrush with the serve. Sneha and Z, the block. They're gonna say that went off Westborough. And Ashland, by the skin of their teeth, manages to keep themselves in this game. Julia Dangle with the serve. She's Ashland's ace. If there's anyone who can do it, it's got to be her. That's out the back, 11-14. Ashland's can't give up any points at this point in time until they're within 2. Thrush to Papetti. That's been what we're looking for. And that's gonna do it. The quadruple hit from Ashland. And these Ashland girls played such a good game. But the Westborough Rangers managed to take it in the upset. A crazy turn of events. It was close almost every single set. And in the final 5th set, Westborough manages to do it, taking it 11-15. And this has been Connor Donovan on commentary. For my camera crew, Cameron Tabo and Mackie Kotob, this has been a presentation of Ashland High School Girls Varsity Volleyball at the MIAA State Tournament. And you can catch all the Ashland fall sports on WACA-TV, including boys football, which is still making a run into the playoffs. So catch all that and more. Stay tuned.